Hello, I'm Rama Ramanathan. I'm a blogger in Malaysia. Over the last 40 months, I've written much about the disappearances of Amri and Raymond, a Shiite Muslim in Sunni-majority Malaysia, and also about a Christian pastor, Raymond Co. I've written much about independent police commissions and deaths in custody, and I've written about what I see and hear during hearings in the course of inquests conducted in coroner's courts. This video is my attempt to respond to calls by some readers to say something about an inquest which began on Monday. I've also put this as an article on my blog. Now, on to the case. Nora and Quoirin, a 15-year-old special needs child with a mental age of 7 years, came to Malaysia on holiday from London with her two younger siblings and her parents. On 3rd of August 2019, they checked into a chalet in the Dusun Resort, an award-winning collection of 7 homes in a durian plantation next to jungles in the town of Pantai in the state of Negeri Sembilan. When they woke up on 4th August, Nora's parents found Nora was not in her room. A police report was made. The police launched a search and rescue operation. On 13th of August, her naked body was found, about 2.5 kilometers from the resort. Though not mandated by law, the Malaysian authorities have decided to conduct an inquest into her death. I welcome the inquest. I welcome it because it will give the public some insight into how the police operate in Malaysia. And it will give the police some insight into what goes on every day in coroner's courts when they are hearing cases of deaths. During the COVID-19 movement restrictions, public access to the courtroom has been severely restricted, but it is being streamed live from the Seremban Courthouse, where Justice Maimuna Aid is presiding as coroner. The live stream isn't stable. There's loss of video and audio, sometimes both are lost together, but it is available for watching later on YouTube. For the first time since I started attending hearings in courts, I am able to see the faces of the officers representing both the state side and the family side. This is impossible from the visitors gallery where we only see their backs. I'm surprised to see so many lawyers on the state side. The conducting officer has 3 assistants. I've attended hearings in 3 other inquests, all for persons who died in custody. The state side has only 1 person. I don't know how many resources the state put into the inquest for fireman Adib in 2019. Perhaps it was just as many. I'm also surprised to see 3 active lawyers on the family side. In deaths and custody cases which I've attended, there's usually only 1 active lawyer. This is probably because lawyers in death and custody cases don't get fees, and they pay for all their expenses out of their own pockets. Also unusual is the back-to-back scheduling of hearing days, with the inquest beginning Monday and continuing every day except for weekends and public holidays, ending on 4th September with no interruptions. But with over 60 witnesses, it will be necessary to add to the currently scheduled 9 days. It seems the coroner, who is also a Sessions Court judge, will not have to deal with other cases during the inquest dates. She won't have to deal with sales tax evasion cases, robbery cases, and so on over the 9 days which have been scheduled for the Nora case. Perhaps like the 41-day inquest into the death of fireman Adib, this shows that it is indeed possible to conduct inquests quickly instead of dragging them over many months, like in death and custody cases I have attended. I wonder why only the Nora inquest is being broadcast live. Why not other inquests and/or cases? Will broadcasting inquests be the new norm? It probably costs a lot to install the hardware, acquire the software, and run the system. There are 4 cameras and 1 person acts as producer. This person chooses which camera's output is shown full size to viewers. Now I'll speak about what I saw in the first 2.5 hours of the hearing on day 1. The state chose as first witness the chief police officer of the state. The state's questions were designed to show involvement of senior police officers with power to deploy resources and rapidly make important decisions. The state's questions were designed to show that police made public statements frequently. that they had much contact not only with the family but also with diplomats, that there was involvement of different branches of the police from within and outside the state, as well as from other agencies such as the Fire and Rescue Services, Army, helicopter pilots, trackers, and divers. They also tried to show that the police were willing to accept help from foreign sources, though the exact nature of the help hasn't been mentioned yet. There was no lack of theatricals. For instance, the state brought in 3 glass windows, each about 4 feet in height and about 1.5 feet across. The state suggests that Nora climbed out of the windows, though it's not clear which of the 3 windows. The family doesn't think she did so because, in their own experience, Nora has never wandered off on her own. The state even played a recording of Nora's mother calling out, "Nora, darling, Nora, Nora, Mummy here." The coroner was informed that during the search and rescue operation, the recording was played by search teams on loud hailers because the family believed Nora would respond only to her mother's voice. I felt a little jealous over all the resources expended in the search for Nora and in the effort to provide at the inquest, or rather to prove at the inquest, that no unlawful acts or omissions contributed to her death. Why do I feel so? Because the police and the state did not show such commitment in the cases of the disappearances of Amri and Raymond Coe, and because the police and the state do not do so in inquests in cases of deaths in custody. Thank you for viewing and for listening. Have a great day.